Good morning, everyone. It is a good day in the Yukon. We are leaving Teslin, traveling about, give or take 500 miles, 480 some odd today, going down to Fort Nelson, BC. So we'll be traveling kind of in and out of BC along the way. We'll go from here to Watson Lake, I believe it is, and from Watson Lake we'll cut down into BC for directly, but we'll kind of zigzag in and out across the line today a little bit. I don't know how much we'll get to see today. You can see it's extremely overcast. One good thing about the overcast is my phone don't heat up. It does real well in the while it's overcast. I can record and not have a problem. Yesterday I thought, wow, I made it the whole trip, and on one recording I have not shut it down and restarted it. Well, guess what? It breaks the video up itself, so I wound up with 2 parts anyway. So we may do short parts today and be a little quicker uploads. But I had a good breakfast, and we are on the road, as Willie says, on the road again. And I hope to have a good day traveling. Ask the Lord for His blessings on the trip. And that's about all you need. So y'all hang with me. We'll see if we can find something to get some pictures of, and maybe we'll see some more wildlife. By the way, I failed to mention at the end of my video, I think I failed to mention yesterday that all 50, 60 miles back from Teslin, I saw another black bear. So whoever's keeping count for me, somebody needs to help me out there. I believe we're at 7 bears. So we'll be looking for some more along the way, and maybe I'll get lucky enough to catch them on video. Still looking for that elusive moose and caribou. Got a couple of mooses. Looking for a couple of caribou and maybe some elk. By the way, for dinner last night, when I pulled in here, they had about 15 minutes left on their dinner hour, so I ordered me a burger to take it to the camper, and they had bison burger. So I had me a nice bison burger and fries last night. Boy, did that fill me up. And of course I needed it because I was running pretty close on empty, and then had to do laundry all night. That's the problem. Maybe I need to buy some disposable clothes and just wear them and toss them. And I'd have to deal with all this doggone laundry stuff. My sweet Beverly always took care of that. So, having to learn to do my own laundry. I don't like it. So anyway, I'll put you on pause till we see something interesting, and get back to you. Well, folks, we're about 70 or so miles east of Teslin. I've been on the road now for about an hour. The landscape hadn't changed a whole lot. We've kind of gotten a little more up into the mountains, but not too much. Teslin was down pretty low alongside the lake, and so we're gonna ride for a little while and maybe video some. It's just a beautiful day. It's overcast enough to be comfortable. Don't need sunglasses, and yet it's not raining. Sun peeking through in places, make you feel pretty nice and cheery. So I've come through a couple of places now where it's kind of threatened to show us a caribou or a moose, but we haven't seen them yet. But we're still looking. Hopefully I'll have the presence of mind to be able to hit the record button when if one happens to show up. I'll probably be so surprised by it that I'll forget to record it, but hopefully I will. So this is a road that we traveled before. I believe the date was probably around the 14th, if I remember correctly. Not that I have a very good memory, but when we came up 37, the Cassia Highway and intersected with the Alaska Highway, we had gone the other direction. We'd gone west on this highway. So I don't know that there's anything new and different that we'll see along the way. It's just that we just see it from a different angle. So sometimes things look altogether different when you look at them with a slightly different angle. So we'll see what we see. Looks like we may have some dust coming up, possibly some gravel road. See some dust flying. Oh, he was coming out of the rest area. They're good about having rest areas pretty frequently along through here with the pit toilets, and one really shouldn't be hurting for a place to get out and stretch your legs. I'm going to shoot today for trying to about every 100, 150 miles get out and walk around a little bit today. I traveled too long sitting yesterday, and by the time I got to the end of my journey yesterday, I was pretty fatigued. So today's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make it a point to about every 100, 150 miles get out and walk around a little bit. I'm going to slow down just a little bit because sometimes these bridges are just a little bit rough on their entry and exit. This one's a concrete bridge, not a wooden bridge. So far we've seen wooden bridges, we've seen concrete bridges, we've been on a bridge that was just expanded metal. That was kind of interesting. All the joints in it were kind of humble. So anyway, too much talking. Let y'all get back to looking and kind of ignore me. Coming up. I think it'd be interesting to drive along through here sometime around maybe maybe mid to late September. That seemed like a good time to come up here. Have a whole lot less mosquitoes. I did fight mosquitoes last night quite a bit. Down around the lake down there, they were, let's just say they were plentiful. Had 3 or 4 decided they want to spend the night with me in the camper. So several of them didn't see daylight, I'll have to say that. And oh, by the way, speaking of daylight, last night about 11 o'clock, I got out to go over and check out my laundry, and it actually got near dark last night. That was the darkest I've seen it yet. Of course, come 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, I think, when I woke up, it was daylight again. But we are getting to the point now where we can see a little darkness at night, and that certainly does enhance the sleeping opportunities. There was a nice pull-off back there for folks to camp in at night. I found a website, or an app, I guess it is, and I don't remember the name of it last night. I just looked up free camping in Canada and found this website that people document these really nice areas to pull off and boondock. And so I've got one picked out in Fort Nelson, if it's open. See, there's one nice one on the right. But they also mentioned that the IGA, which is, independent grocery, they let you stay the night in their parking lot, much like Walmart does. So I don't know that I want to stay in a grocery store parking lot. We'll see. I did make one decision today. After having breakfast, I like to cook my breakfast the way I want my breakfast. And breakfast is kind of one of those special meals for me every morning. And I tell you, folks up here just don't know how to cook eggs. I have had breakfast out 3 or 4 times now, and every one of them have cooked the eggs on too hot a grill, and the white got all kind of crunchy. And I don't like my eggs cooked that way. I like them over medium, and I like them where you don't have to chew them. Don't have to worry about the crunchy edges. So I've kind of made a decision this morning, after breakfast this morning. The sausage was fine. It was a leg sausage, but the eggs were cooked on too hot a grill and crusty. I don't like them. So I have made the decision that, by golly, I know how to cook my eggs the way I want my eggs, and I like an omelet now and then with a little bell pepper and some onion and maybe chopped up ham and some cheese in it. So, and I don't need power for all of that. I can cook that on my stove with no problem. Fix my toast in the oven. So I'm thinking boondocking is going to be a kind of a way to go for much of the trip from here on home. You pay an awful lot of money, and this is directed mostly to you drunk campers out there that I went, I think, 3 or 4 days overnighting in campgrounds that overcharged for the services they offered. In my book, it was overcharged. Way too much money, when all I need is a place to park and sleep, and I've got everything I need on board to take care of me. So started boondocking for the most part, other than staying in places that boondockers welcome. I do like my boondockers welcome places. I have met some really, really great people, and I can recall a couple that lived just south of the Canadian border at I think it's Everson, Washington, somewhere, something like that, and just a wonderful couple. And then I have met several others along the way. One of the stops that I have enjoyed probably as much as any would be the one in Long Butte, where I met a real nice couple there that just went out of their way to make me comfortable. So the advantage of Boondockers Welcome is you do get to meet those wonderful people along the way. And I don't know if they're still subscribing. Several of them have said right off the bat, "Oh, we'll subscribe to your website or your channel." So if they're listening and watching, hey, thank y'all for your hospitality. It was wonderful in both of those two stays. I've stayed at some really nice Harvest Host as well, and was able to buy some great products. One comes to mind is the Mini Oaks Farm down in just out of Sacramento, California, where they had some really nice lavender products, and I got to see the lavender growing, and I'm still using those some of those lavender products. Another one I can think about was down in near San Luis Obispo, California, where a lady there was growing hemp and other crops, and she was making her own pain salve, CBD based. That was wonderful. I had to ship that home because I didn't want to bring it into Canada. But you know, I've just met some really wonderful people. Another one I can think about is just between Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I don't remember the name of her place. Oh yeah, Humming Desert Alpaca Farm. Really nice lady, absolutely wonderful. Introduced me to every one of her alpacas, and I got to see them, and was able to purchase some alpaca wool socks. Oh, they are, and I tell you, they are the cat's meow when it comes to hiking socks. And then another one I can think about is I think it's called the Blown Away Ranch. Wow. And it did blow you away. It was so horrible there. But just a wonderful lady. Had all of her products set out in like a little greenhouse where you could go in, and it was a honor system. Everything was priced, and you picked up what you wanted and left cash in a cash box. There's where I bought me some breakfast burritos, frozen breakfast burritos to carry up with me for breakfast. That came in very handy. I bought a hat from her. I bought some delicious honey buns, or cinnamon rolls, I guess, cinnamon rolls that she had made. Really nice place. So for all you folks out there that if you're watching and you're campers, hey, I highly recommend the Harvest Host Boondockers Welcome setup. Yeah, you pay a little bit when you stop at the Harvest Host place, and for the most part, the Boondockers Welcome is free, and all of them provide you with power power. Some charge you a little bit for power, and that's okay. But you will have the opportunity to meet some people that will change your life. People that will impress you with some of the values of life. And so I'm planning to stay at more harvest hosts and boondockers welcome on the way, along with some outside boondocking. I'm looking to stop at a winery somewhere along the way. I haven't been in a winery yet. I have not stayed at a brewery yet. I've stayed at I've stayed at museums, several different museums. One that was dedicated to the history of the town, one that was dedicated to the men and women who gave their lives for our country in Amarillo, Texas. Or the museum was in Amarillo, Texas. They didn't give their lives in Amarillo. And I've stayed at farms, I've stayed at people's homes. So two places I have not stayed at a typical, three actually, golf courses. I have not stayed at a golf course yet, and I have not stayed at a brewery or a winery. I'm not a big drinker of any sort, but I do like occasionally taste some wine. I saw one down near Edmonton that I believe I remember. I hope they'll have a space, but they grow their own raspberries, and they make a raspberry-based wine. And that, if I decide, when I do want a little taste of a wine, I want a fruit wine. And so I'm looking forward to seeing if I can stay there. But anyway, I'm yapping along. Better talk to you folks than just talk to myself. Sometimes I just have to talk to myself and don't have the camera on. So anyway, hope y'all are enjoying the trip. I certainly am. I'm having a great day today, and pray that y'all are too. So y'all hang in there with me, and hopefully we'll find some really pretty sights along the way. So I'm going to put you on pause for a little bit, so I'll shut up, and we'll be back in a little while. I don't know if the camera was on or not. I think it was. When we just met that Mountie leading 2 wide loads, that was kind of interesting. What I found, what I wanted to capture here, is that butte right there. You see a lot of those up here, where they just kind of jut out there as a, if you, B-U-T-T-E, I think is how it's spelled. But a butte, if you look that up, of course, most of them are in the deserts, but they do have them up here, and it just kind of sticks out there on its own. Pretty ride down through here, really pretty ride. Shame to turn the camera off. I know the video is going to get mighty big, but hey, we'll deal with it. With my Starlink system, it seems to upload pretty fast. I had like I think it's 512 megabytes per second upload the other night. It was really super fast. Typically it does pretty good. And for those of you that are campers and traveling, that's a system I recommend. Go ahead and get you one, get it set up. I'm using a very portable one. It's just a very basic system. Set it out on a little table or the picnic table. App gives you all you need to know to align the thing to get the maximum benefit from it. stick a cord out the window, hook up the receiver, and you're good to go. It takes me about 10-15 minutes to get the thing set up, going, and about another 5 or 10 minutes to get it disassembled and back in the box in the morning. So if you're thinking about doing this kind of a trip where you cannot depend on the campground Wi-Fi's, and by using the Starlink you have your security, it's the way to go. And I've used it for multiple connections. I hook up my computer, I hook up my cell phone to it, and my TV system, and I do well. This gentleman that's in front of us on that three-wheeler, I'm pretty sure he and I had a conversation this morning in front of the cafe before I left the campground. That looks like the one I talked to. He was, I thought, with two buddies, but I don't see them. He's going a little slower apparently than they were, or a little faster. I don't know. But he was telling me about biking up here, and he carries. I think he said his tank carries about 3 gallons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was him. And he can carry a couple of extra gallons with him, and between the fuel he has on board, he can get about 500 miles, 350 miles, I'm sorry, 350 miles. Now, I get about 350 miles out of my half a tank on this thing, and that's about up here, buying it by the liter, Canadian wise, that's about $200 for this thing. He can get that out of about 6 gallons. Certainly the way to go if you're willing to set a straddle of a motorcycle and you enjoy that kind of ride, and pack all your stuff on the back of the bike. I guess I'm just too old to do that kind of travel, but the finances of it certainly sounds like a great idea compared to buying diesel for this thing. But it was an interesting conversation that I had with him. Of course, you're fighting the elements. Most of them are wearing the big heavy suits. I don't know what you call them. You biking friends of mine out there probably know what they're called, but they're pretty heavy duty stuff. And but you're still fighting the elements. And when you hit the wet roads, the wet gravel roads, unimproved roads, I can imagine you get splattered pretty good with the debris coming off your wheels. But hey, there's something out there for everybody. I've seen bicyclers, motorcyclists, people traveling in pickup trucks with just a camper shell on it and a cot in the back of it. I've seen people just traveling in SUVs and sleeping in the back of it. You know, whatever works. Whatever works. I haven't seen too many people just walking yet. Most of them have some mode of transportation, but hey, if it works for you and you enjoy it, more power to you. All right, I think we've come through the pretty part of that I wanted to capture, so I'm gonna let y'all take a nap, and I'll get back to you. We're coming up on one of the bridges that they're in the process of replacing. Thought I'd video us across the net. wanting to get down to 50 kilometers per hour. So I'm working through that. It's hard to get this truck going that slow. But you can see on the right where they're building a new bridge. It's going to be a more modern bridge. On the left is the old bridge. So we're going to tractor around through there and record this trip. Hey, it's 5.4 meters high, so that's plenty high enough for me. I'd take about 3.7 meters at height. Well, this is the old bridge, and I'm not sure why they're replacing it other than maybe the narrowness of it. It's called Big Creek. I was thinking it would probably be one of the old wooden bridges, but it's not. Maybe they want to get it up a little bit higher to maybe they have flooding issues down there. I don't know. It looks like it's set pretty low on the ground down in near the creek, and with the new bridge being much higher, it probably won't have a flooding problem. And they don't have the height restriction either. See, 5.4 meters. That if you got a oversized over height load, that would be a bit of a problem. So those two wide loads we met earlier, they took all of that bridge to get across it. It's also pretty narrow. So anyway, wanted to show you all that. There's lots of those along the way. There's some with wooden floors. There's some with concrete bottoms. It's a plethora of things to see up here. It's not your usual travel. I go back to what I said many days ago, is that if you can get an opportunity and this strikes your fancy, don't put it off. Get out there and do it and enjoy yourself. Life's too short to put off those things that you want to do. So whether you do it by camper van or just stay in motels and travel in your car or your SUV, take the opportunity to see this blessed land that the Lord gave us, and see the wonderful bounty of nature that He put out here for us to enjoy. Enough preaching, and be back later. Hi y'all. Well, we're roughly 145 miles down the road, and if you recall,
after 400 feet, turn right, Alaska Highway.
If you recall, I stopped here on the way up and had some horrible chili, but they did have good pastries. I'll say that for them. And so I am going to, I'm going to take a little rest, stretch my legs a little bit. Good time to grab a nice pastry and a cup of coffee, and then we'll go on down the road. So y'all excuse me while I run in and grab me a piece of pastry and some coffee, and I'll be back shortly. And then we'll see what's up ahead. We fixed to hit some new road we hadn't been on before, so maybe we'll find some really interesting stuff along the way. So y'all just take a break. I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to set the phone down out of the window so that we won't have so much sun on it, keep it hot. So see y'all in a little bit. All right, that was a nice little respite. Had me some what they call bumbleberry pie. It was rhubarb, cherry, strawberry, blueberry, and raspberry. Oh, it was good. Big old piece of pie and a cup of coffee, and then brought me some snacks with me. Picked up a blueberry muffin, some peanut butter cookie, and a apple cinnamon pie fold over. So I am all sugared up, high on sugar right now, and got snacks for a couple of days for the evening for my desserts. And so it's time to head on up the road. It's probably about a mile or two up here, and I'll go to my fueling stop and fill up where I filled up before. And then it's on down to Watson Lake. We'll see what's at Watson Lake. So y'all hang with me, and we'll see what we can find along the way. I hope y'all had a good lunch. I sure had a good snack. So talk to y'all later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are now on new territory. We have not been down this road at this point. So we just left the intersection of 37 and the Alaska Highway, Highway 1. I believe it's 1 here, yeah. And we're entering an area called Upper Laird. We're just above Watson Lake, or Lake Watson, I guess they call it. And so hopefully we'll see some new scenery along the way. Just stopped at the junction there at 37 and Alaska Highway to fill up with fuel, top off there, because he always has a decent price. Compared to everything else up here, $1.90 something $1.89 I think it was per liter. That's Canadian dollars, so that helps out. About $5-6 a gallon. Topped off the tank there. Had a little visit with the gentleman that's the proprietor there. Really nice fella. Talked with him on the way up, and he said, "You'll be back. You'll be back. So you can't get out of Alaska without coming through here." Well, I could have, but I'd had to take a ferry. So I stopped and visited with him for a little bit, stretched my legs some more, and got a full tank of fuel. Now we're off and running again, so we'll see what we see along the way. This is a gentleman I think I had told you about before that is in the process of building him a boat so that when he retires he's going to sail around the world. And very impressive gentleman. So y'all just hang in there, and we'll find some stuff to look at here in a little bit. He was telling me there's some hot springs down here somewhere. It might be a little hot to be getting in hot springs, but it is warm today. Don't know what the temperature is, but it's up there pretty warm today. Probably in the upper 60s. Let's see if my phone will show that.